Yes, you have something? Okay, come on up.
The Lord told me He was going to show me some things this weekend. I didn't expect Him this quick. But during the processional, I closed my eyes and I was immediately caught up in a vision. And I saw a woman standing there crying out those words, "Let your kingdom come," just over and over and over. And I saw the Lord look at it and He was pleased. And then I saw, starting circling around her, some doves. And they were flying to the beat of the music, up and down. And they created this wave around her in a circle. And then I saw Jesus just seamlessly become a lion and walk into that circle and just start circling her and rubbing up against her like this is mine. And then He started shaking the ground and let out a roar, and the doves in the circle caught fire, and the fire started spinning around her. And then as the processional kept going and she kept crying out to the Lord, people around her started entering into the worship. And as they started entering into it, the fire started expanding. It couldn't be contained. And they all caught fire, and the fire was just growing and becoming bigger. And then the lion turned and started looking at some people individually, and they became separating themselves off, and then a circle would form around them. And so the circles started to grow, and they created almost like a chainmail, because they were all connected and they couldn't be broken. And as these circles started covering the earth and just kept expanding and expanding, and I saw one like in the center somewhere, and it started to go out, but it couldn't because the heat was so strong, because that person was connected with other people. And then as they began to cover the whole earth, the heat that was coming off the earth started affecting the planets around it. And I realized that each individual person represented a church. And the Lord was saying that a church is supposed to be an individual body that is so connected with the other churches around it that its fire absolutely cannot go out. And then I saw it focused back in on the lion, and he roared, and it was so loud that the fire and it started affecting heaven, and it started affecting all the surrounding planets in our galaxy, and life and fire and heat started just beaming out of other places. And then I saw the heat so affected the heavens that God opened them up to look and see what was going on. And in unison, the lion and all the people bowed and were silent. And the Lord looked over him and took his staff and hit it on the ground, and it shot out another wave that affected the entire creation. And he said, "This is good." And I feel like during this tabernacles that God wants us to stand up and be our own circle, connected with the body, but strong in our own right. And I don't know your name. I'm sorry. The blue shirt. Joy. Okay. Mom and Dad talk about you all the time. I saw you in the circle. I saw you very specifically in the circle, and the lion rubbing up against you.
It was a couple of years ago. I had this dream. I was standing in my house, but a little partition where you screen it off so the mosquitoes can't get in. And I was in there, and I could see this person walking toward me. And then I could see this lion beside me. And he kept walking, and he come into the compartment. Okay, where I was at. And the lion came in, and he put his paws up on my shoulders. And then he kissed me on my mouth. That was it.
That was enough.